What's going on, you guys? It's Uninspired, and I just came back from the gym, so I thought this would be the perfect time to have this kind of conversation about motivation and talk about how to stay motivated when you're trying to reach your goals. Last month was the most consistent I've ever been with exercising in my life. Before that, it would be like a week here, or like 4 days here and then 4 days the next week, and then you get into a good groove, and then once you stop, you're done. So last month I went every day from the 2nd to the 23rd, mainly because my girlfriend said, "Oh, you wouldn't do it," calling me a liar. And I'm like, what? Fuck you, you know me? You know what I mean? So I did it. And even during those days where I didn't feel like even getting up, and I'm like, I got work at 6 o'clock p.m. and I'm like, damn, I gotta make sure I get in here before I go to work and all that kind of stuff. There's a couple things I learned about that I want to share with you. One thing I want to share is, number one, when you really want something, you're gonna make time for it. You know what I mean? You're gonna make time for the things that you want. If you want to play the game, or to draw, or anything else, you're gonna make time for it because that's what's important to you. But the things that seem like a chore, that's when you're like, I'll put that off later. You're more likely, if your friends call you to be like, yo, get on the game and let's play, or yo, let's go to the bar and go drink, you're more likely to be like, yeah, okay, I'll be right on, and then you actually get on. But if you had to damn, I gotta clean my room because that's a chore, you know what I mean, I gotta wash the dishes because that's a chore, you're more likely to be like, I'll do that later. And you look at doing the things that you want to do, such as the hard work things that you want to do, such as exercising or building that skill that you want and all that kind of stuff, as a chore, so you're more likely to put it off. So you have to change your relationship doing the hard work, you know what I mean? And stop looking at the things that's going to improve your life as things that you should be pushing off. Number 2, set small goals for yourself. So my goal right now is to get as close to 180 as possible, because I saw a thing that was since I'm 5'11", my BMI is supposed to be closer to 180, and I was 207, and now I'm 198. So I was like, oh shit, what's it called? From doing that for the month, I lost. I'm like, oh, I was happy as hell. So I'm like, set small goals, but don't just stop at the small goals, but just set it as a milestone. Always have that next milestone ready. The job is never done because you're not where you need to be. And even when you need to be, you should be trying to build those habits. So when you get there, you don't stop, you keep going, you always have your foot on the gas, you know what I mean? Number 3, never forget why you started in the first place. So for me, I always wanted to be in shape, since I always looked up to the wrestler bodies back when I was in middle school. I always wanted to look like that, like a superhero and all that kind of stuff, the big and shit like that, or at least get close to it, but in my own version of consistency, if that makes sense. So in relation to that is the motivation that I had right now to want to be consistent was to prove my girlfriend wrong. So that was my reasoning for getting up every day, of being like, man, if I stop, then she's right. If I don't go today and I don't snap her, showing her that I went today, she's right. That was my motivation of getting up every day before work to go to the gym. Not only that, I want to look better. I'm 31. You know what I mean? I'm going to be 32 at the end of this month. We got to get in shape now, because it's going to be much harder for us if we stay still all this time and then we in our 40s and 50s and our body don't work the same. I want to build those habits now. I want to be the old dude that's 80, 90 that can still be mobile. I just seen my grandmother in St. Martin and in her nursing home. While she's just in the wheelchair, right? There are other people there that have the nurses having to do everything for them because they can't move. They're just laying there, and the nurse gotta feed them. The nurse gotta move them. The nurse gotta do everything. I don't want that for myself when I'm old. You know what I mean? So I gotta do these habits now, so when I'm there, I'm good. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a big motivator to want to just get up and go. Set reminders to keep yourself consistent. So if my goal was to go to the gym every day between those days, right? And I know I get off of work at 6 a.m. and I have to go back to work at 6 p.m. I'm tired after work, so I get home at 7 something, you know what I mean? Do your shower and all that, go to sleep. But set my alarm at 1 o'clock. That gives me enough time to get up, be groggy a little bit in bed, and then get dressed and go to the gym. The gym is down the street from me, so I have no excuse not to go, you know? And setting that alarm is that reminder to myself of like, yo, you know what time you have actual things to do. You set the alarm in the space where you know you can get up and go do what you need to do for your goals. Because realistically, it doesn't matter what you got going on in your life. If you don't do the goal, it's never gonna get done. It's not magically gonna get done unless you make the time for it. You know what I mean? So I hope those help towards the idea of staying motivated towards your goals. If you have any other tips, leave them down in the comment section, right? And I'll catch you in the next video, all right? Journey.